Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan. And now, host Cheryl Miller.
Hello and good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. We're now in round 2 of this season's competition. And as with a lot of things these days, we have had to make changes to the way our academic challenges played due to the pandemic situation. Our competition, though, still welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. Joining us remotely, today's teams are the Cavaliers of Clover Hill High School, coached by Vince Eichley. Part of the Chesterfield County Public School System, Clover Hill High School is in the Midlothian community. It's home to the Chesterfield County Mathematics and Science High School. Also with us remotely today, the Generals of Dinwiddie High School, coached by Gene Minitry and Andrew Trowbridge. As the only high school in the 500 square mile Dinwiddie County, Dinwiddie High School serves about 1,300 students. The student body reflects the area's rural population that loves sports but also values academic achievement and service to others. So good to have all these students with us remotely today, and because we can't all be together, here's how our game has changed. We'll still have toss-up rounds, but questions will be directed to each student, alternating between teams, and there'll be no point deduction for incorrect answers. So teams, good to have you here with us. Let's start the first toss-up round. Our first question goes to Clover Hill High School and Kyle. Kyle, what part of a cell is the site of cellular respiration?
The mitochondria.
That is correct. Dinwiddie, Kayla, the heat index combines air temperature and what other factor to give an apparent temperature of how hot it feels?
Humidity.
That is correct. Clover Hill, Jake, which U.S. president won the Nobel Peace Prize for negotiating the end of the Russo-Japanese War?
FDR.
That is incorrect. It was Theodore Roosevelt. Dinwiddie, Charlie, what German car company was originally formed to meet Adolf Hitler's request for production of a people's car and bears a name meaning people's car?
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen is correct. Clover Hill, Jackson, Winnipeg is the capital of which Canadian province? That would be Manitoba. Dinwiddie, Ryan, what U.S. state has the most total population?
California.
California is correct. Clover Hill, Keegan, the timberline separates the forest from which northern biome, whose types include alpine and Arctic, and whose subsoil exhibits permafrost?
Tundra.
Tundra is correct. Dinwiddie, Miles, in algebra, what is the term for the number used to multiply a variable?
Constant.
That would be the coefficient. Clover Hill, Kyle, spell coefficient.
Coefficient.
That is correct. Dinwiddie, Kayla, Vanna White turns letters on what TV game show hosted by Pat Sajak?
Wheel of Fortune.
That is correct. Clover Hill, Jake. Created in 1301 by Edward I, this title was first bestowed on Edward's son, the future Edward II. What is this title that has been used by the heir to the throne of England ever since?
Prince.
More specific, please.
Prince of England.
That would be the Prince of Wales. Dinwiddie, Charlie. This term is used to describe the practice of sending fake but official-looking emails to try to reel in someone's personal information. What is this term?
Scamming.
That would be phishing. Clover Hill, Jackson. Methane, not water, absorbs red light in its atmosphere and produces this planet's blue tinge. What is this planet named for the Roman god of water?
Oh, Neptune.
Neptune is correct. Dinwiddie, Ryan, what was the first country invaded by the Nazis during World War II?
Oh, what?
And that would be Poland. Clover Hill, Keegan. This baseball legend's streak of 2,130 games as the Yankees' first baseman was ended in 1939 by ALS, the disease now commonly referred to by his full name.
Babe Ruth.
That would be Lou Gehrig. Dinwiddie, Miles. What are the three main ingredients placed between two slices of bread in a BLT sandwich?
Bacon, lettuce, tomato.
That is correct. And that buzzer means the end of our first toss-up round. A great job by our team so far. Coming up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
And here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Clover Hill High School with 40 points, Dinwiddie High School with 50 points. And we'll get back to our match just ahead, but first let's introduce you to our players. We start with our team from Clover Hill High School and the Mathematics and Science Specialty Center at Clover Hill. Their coach is Vince Eichley. They are the Cavaliers. First up is Kyle Valerose, who is a senior. He enjoys cooking and plans to study music composition in college. Next up is the team's captain, Jake Wood. Jake is a senior. His hobbies include basketball, golf, and tennis, and plans to attend college to major in business. Next up is Jackson Eichley. Jackson is a senior. His hobbies include rock climbing and basketball. He'd like to travel Europe. Once we're able to do that again, he'd especially like to go to Rome. And wrapping up our team from Clover Hill High School is Keegan Menke, who is a senior. He enjoys swimming, doing math, and making good jokes. He'll have to tell me one day. He plans to major in physics in college. That is our team from Clover Hill High School. Good to have you here with us. Now let's meet our team from Dinwiddie High School. They are the Generals. Their coaches are Gene Minitry and Andrew Trowbridge. First up is Kayla Fisher. Kayla is a senior who enjoys hiking, dancing competitive, and plays high school and travel soccer. She plans to major in chemical engineering. Team captain for Dinwiddie High School is Charlie Beekwilder, who is a senior. He's been on the Scholastic Bowl for 4 teams, also has run track and cross country for 4 years. He's been in the archery club for 3 years and plans to major in biochemistry in college. Next up is Ryan Wood. Ryan is a senior. He's goalie for the Dinwiddie High soccer team. He hopes to attend the U.S. Air Force Academy. He'd like to pursue a degree in engineering and eventually become a pilot. And wrapping up our Dinwiddie team is Miles Gilmore. Miles is a senior. He plays football and basketball in his spare time and plans to major in animation and graphic design in college. That is our team from Dinwiddie High School. Good to have them here with us as well. Now to our category round, where each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If a team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, here are today's categories from which you may choose. They are presidential quotes, mythological creatures and people, and B2B. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answer. The team with the highest score gets the first choice of category. That is Dinwiddie High School. So, Charlie, talk it over quickly with your teammates and let me know what category you would like to play.
All right, y'all, what are we thinking?
I like B.
B2B?
Yeah.
Is that what we want? All right. We'll take B2B, please.
All right, Charlie, identify each of the following. Each answer begins and ends with the letter B. The first is something babies and toddlers wear when eating.
Bib.
Bib.
Yeah. Our answer is bib.
Correct. Satan's chief lieutenant among the fallen angels in Milton's Paradise Lost.
Beelzebub.
What?
Beelzebub.
Our answer is Beelzebub.
That is correct. Part of a flower.
A bud. That's
Bulb. Bulb.
Oh, yeah,
Bulb.
yeah.
Yeah, our answer is bulb.
Correct. To tell a secret in idle chatter.
Pass.
Blab.
That would be blab. Woman's
My bad.
short haircut or afloat on a fishing line.
Bob.
Bob.
Yeah, our answer is Bob.
Correct. An explosive device or colloquially a total failure.
Bomb.
Bomb.
Our answer is bomb.
Correct. A cutting remark or part of a fish hook.
Barb.
Our answer is barb.
Correct. Brief advertisement on a book jacket.
Blurb.
Our answer is blurb.
That is correct. Shortened term for a residential district near the outskirts of a city.
Burb.
Our answer is burb.
Verb is correct. And alternate cleaning spot when you don't want to take a shower.
Bathtub.
Our answer is bathtub.
And your answer is correct. Good job on that category by our team from Dinwiddie High School. All right, Clover Hill, you will take either presidential quotes or mythological creatures and people. So Jake, talk it over with your team. Let me know what you'd like to play.
What do you guys want?
Mythology.
Keegan, how confident are you in mythology?
Yeah, I think.
Because we all kind of know presidents.
Yeah, let's do
Do we though?
presidents.
I mean,
I'll just do president.
Oh my god.
We'll take presidential quotes.
All right, identify the U.S. president with whom each of these quotes is associated. The first is, I am not a crook.
It's Richard Nixon.
Our answer is Richard Nixon.
That is correct. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
JFK.
Our
JFK.
answer is JFK.
Correct. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
FDR.
It's JFK.
FDR.
Our
It's
answer is FDR.
Franklin
Oh, yeah.
Delano Roosevelt is correct. Read my lips, no new taxes.
I think that's
That one
George.
didn't be John.
George H.W. Bush.
Our answer is George H.W. Bush.
That is correct. A chicken in every pot.
FDR.
Oh, that's going to be the dude before the Great Depression, right?
Hoover.
Hoover.
Our answer is Hoover.
Herbert Hoover is correct. The business of America is business.
Ronald Reagan is my guess, but I'm not sure.
Our answer is Reagan.
It would be Calvin Coolidge. The quote is, let's roll.
No clue. Pass.
Say Eisenhower.
Our answer is Eisenhower.
That would be George W. Bush. Our long national nightmare is over.
Wilson? No, it's Lincoln.
Who?
Lincoln.
Yeah, I'd go with Lincoln.
Our answer is Lincoln.
It would be Gerald Ford. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and
Jefferson.
tyrants.
Our answer is Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct, and we will not get to number 10 because we've run out of time. Good job by both of our teams on the category round. Still ahead, we'll get back to the toss-up rounds here on Battle of the Brains. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Clover Hill High School with 70 points and Dinwiddie High School with 95 points after our category round. And now for another toss-up round, and again, questions are directed to individual players. We're alternating between the teams, and there is no point deduction for an incorrect answer. We're going to start this toss-up round with Clover Hill High School, and Kyle, you get the first question. Which U.S. president won a Pulitzer Prize in 1957 for his book Profiles in Courage?
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
That would be John F. Kennedy. Dinwiddie, Kayla, what is the term for a group of animals in which living members of the species no longer exist?
Extinct.
Extinct is correct. Clover Hill, Jake, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the value of 4x plus 9 when x equals 4?
27.
That is incorrect. It's 25. Dinwiddie, Charlie, what nation whose capital is Jakarta is home to the world's largest Muslim population?
Sudan.
That would be Indonesia. Clover Hill, Jackson, name the only singular item mentioned in the list in the famous song, The 12 Days of Christmas.
A pear tree?
Repeat
A
for me,
partridge on a
please.
pear tree.
That is correct, a partridge in a pear tree. Dinwiddie, Ryan, this quantity equals an entity's speed divided by its frequency. Name this distance between the crests of a wave.
Wavelength.
Wavelength is correct. Clover Hill, Keegan. Popular in the 16th and 17th century, these songs were generally performed a cappella by multiple voices. Name this type of musical work which starts with the letter M.
Melodies.
They are madrigals. Dinwiddie, Miles. An 8.5-foot tall bronze statue of fictional boxer Rocky Balboa stands near the steps to which city's Museum of Art?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is correct. Clover Hill, Kyle. It's hard to frame the fearful symmetry of this poetic creature. Khan of the Jungle Book is another example. So is the Cincinnati Bengals mascot. What is this feline also dear to Clemson football fans?
Tiger, a lion.
Tiger is correct.
Okay.
Dinwiddie, Kayla. Baby, Sporty, Ginger, Scary, and Posh were singers in what 1990s pop girl group?
Spice Girls.
That is correct. Clover Hill, Jake. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. Solving for x. In the following equation, 9x plus 3 equals 30.
X equals 3.
That is correct. Dinwiddie, Charlie. Born in what is now Haiti, named this French-American ornithologist, naturalist, and painter who in 1827 published his famous work called Birds of America. That is John James Audubon. Clover Hill, Jackson. The trio of Linny, Tuck, and Ming Ming form what animated Nick Jr. superhero team? And they are the Wonder Pets. Dinwiddie, Ryan. Marrying 21-year-old Francis Folsom, he was the only U.S. president to wed in a White House ceremony and the only to serve non-consecutive terms, defeated in 1888 but elected again in 1892. And that would be Grover Cleveland. Clover Hill, Keegan. The world's first 24-hour TV news network debuted at 6 p.m. June 1st, 1980 in Atlanta. Named this media brainchild of Ted Turner.
Ox.
That would be CNN, the cable news network. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round ahead, and then we'll have today's winner here on Battle of the Brains. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores as we head into this final round here on Battle of the Brains. Clover Hill High School with 100 points, Dinwiddie High School with 135 points. And in this final toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is now doubled, and there is no deduction for an incorrect answer. And again, in this virtual version of Battle of the Brains, we are directing questions to individual students, and we're alternating between teams. So here we go with our final toss-up round. We're starting with Dinwiddie High School. Miles, you get the first question. The presidential election of 1824 was the first U.S. election in which popular votes were counted. It was also the second American presidential election to be decided by what legislative body?
The House of Representatives.
That is correct. Clover Hill, Kyle. The December 2004 9.0 magnitude earthquake released almost as much energy as 23,000 Hiroshima atomic bombs and sparked violent and deadly tsunamis. The epicenter of this quake lay under which body of water?
Pacific Ocean.
That is incorrect. It was the Indian Ocean. Dinwiddie, Kayla. What is the essential protein in human blood that transports oxygen from the lungs to the tissues?
Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin is correct. Clover Hill, Jake. Dating back to 1866, the Red Devil on what company's brand of deviled ham is the longest food trademark still in use in the United States?
I don't know.
The company is called Underwood. Dinwiddie, Charlie. Which one of the Manning brothers finished his NFL career with the Denver Broncos?
Peyton Manning.
That is correct. Clover Hill, Jackson. His reign saw the Bloody Sunday protests of the Revolution of 1905 that led to the establishment of the Duma. Name this Romanov who died in 1918, the last Tsar of Russia.
Nicholas II.
That is correct. Dinwiddie, Ryan, featuring three witches, which Shakespeare play is considered by most critics to be his best study of guilt, paranoia, and conscience following a crime? That would be Macbeth. Clover Hill, Keegan. This singer-songwriter who died in 1995 was the lead guitarist for the Grateful Dead. Name this man who lives on through a cherry-infused ice cream that mimics his name.
Queen.
That would be Jerry Garcia. Dinwiddie, Miles. The Galileo type is based on changes in density. More recent designs are based on bending of a bimetallic strip, while still others depend on the volume expansion of ethanol or mercury. Name these instruments that register results in degrees.
Thermometer.
Thermometer is correct. Clover Hill, Kyle. This element has 5 electrons on its valence shelf. Name this primary component of the Earth's atmosphere with the atomic symbol N.
What is nitrogen?
That is correct. Dinwiddie, Kayla. It starts with a P. What is the 10-letter word that describes a rudimentary drumming technique that combines alternating single and double strokes?
A paradiddle.
That is correct. Clover Hill, Jake. Also the name of a 19th century U.S. president, what Ohio city is home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Cleveland.
Cleveland rocks, you're right. Dinwiddie, Charlie. Pencil and paper may be needed. Gary has a new car that can go 100 miles on 3 gallons of gas. If Gary drove 300 miles on a weekend trip, how many gallons of gas did he use?
9.
9 is correct. Clover Hill, Jackson. This man showed that prisms could disperse white light into a spectrum and then reconstitute it. He also used Boyle's law to compute the speed of sound in his Principia Mathematica. Name this British scientist who codified inertia in the first of his 3 laws of motion.
Oh, Newton.
Isaac Newton is correct. And that buzzer is the end of our match. While our judges double-check the final score, we want to remind you how to stay connected with us here at Battle of the Brains. To find out more about our show, just log on to battleofthebrains.net. You'll also find Battle of the Brains on Facebook and full episodes of the show on YouTube. And as we continue round 2 of this season of Battle of the Brains, please join us next week when we virtually welcome teams from Augusta County's Fort Defiance High School and Jamestown High School of Williamsburg. And now here's our final score for today's match, determining which team will continue on to the next round this season. Clover Hill High School ends the match with 180 points. Great job today by Kyle, Jake, Jackson, and Keegan. Our winners today with a final score of 255 points, the team from Dinwiddie High School. Great job today by Kayla, Charlie, Ryan, and Miles, and we will see you in the next round. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thanks for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains. We'll see you back here next Saturday morning. Great job, teams.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.